Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Cozy Witchling, and today we are going to be taking a look at Spirit's advice on how you can find your happiness or your happy ending. So this is just going to be a general life slash, I don't know, any situation that you're thinking of advice, but however you want to ask your question, this is going to be the path that you can take or the steps that you can take to be the happiest that you can be. So I'm going to start by picking out our cards that are going to represent the three piles that we will have today. So these are Sakura cards from Card Captor Sakura, and I thought it might just be fitting to have these cards today. So we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Alright, now I'm gonna flip them over to see what we are working with. So for group number 1s, you guys have the mirror card. For group number 2, you guys have the dash. And for group number 3s, you guys have the hope. So these are the three cards that we have. You can take a moment to pause this video to see which card is drawing you in or which card you're drawn to. And if you would like to skip ahead to the reading parts of this video, the timestamps are going to be down in the description box. But moving on, we're just going to start with the pile preparation of these three groups. So yeah, whenever I see you in this video, I will see you then, and I really do hope you enjoy the reading. Bye! Hi guys, and welcome to the pile preparation of this video. We are going to be taking some cards for our question on the steps that you can do to find your happiness. So, or like what you are guided to do to find your happiness. So we are going to start off with this oracle card right here. Yeah. I like to start off with oracle cards just because, like, I guess they're a little bit bigger. And I don't know, I like to get them out of the way. Okay, now let's go on to the astrology cards. For group number 1, Spirit, what advice do you have for their happiness? What steps should they take to find... Ooh, that's a spoiler. But you guys have 2 cards, group number 2, and this will be for group 3. Okay, and now we are going to use these cards. Group 1. Ooh. Okay. Group 2. I feel like a lot of cards want to come out. Group 3. 2 cards came out for each of them. Alrighty. This is a really interesting card. This is not an oracle card. These are tarot cards, but this is you can find it at Barnes & Noble if you're in America. But these are tarot cards for children. So I think that's why they're really humongous. But yeah, this is my first time using these cards and I'm really excited. I think the artwork is really pretty. It's very child friendly. So if you're interested in, I guess, like introducing tarot to your children, you guys could check this card out. This will be for group 2. And Spirit guidance for happiness for group 3. Okay, and now we are going to move into our tea leaf oracle. This card wanted to stay behind, so I thought I'm just gonna show it. For those of us watching the pile preparation, you guys have crib, birth or conception of a child, or enterprise. So if you are hoping to be expecting, then I would say that that's a really obvious sign for you guys, those of us who want to be a parent, or if you're thinking of starting a new venture. I'm gonna get 3 tea leaves cards per group, since we do have 3 groups today. And then let's do this for pile 2. Spirit, what can pile 2 do to find their happiness, or to have their happiness? What advice do you have? And then for pile 3, let's go back to this one. Alrighty. Okay, and then we have one last oracle card that I wanted to prepare. So Spirit, okay, what advice do you have for pile 2's happiness? What advice do you have for their happiness? Let's see. Oh, something flipped. All right. And what advice do you have for pile 3's happiness? Let's see, what do we have? I feel like this card wanted to come out. All right, we are going to be using tarot cards. This is a tarot card that we're going to be using later, but I'm going to do the shuffling in the reading itself because we haven't done that in a while. But yep, we are done with the pile preparation part of this video. Thank you so much if you sat through this. And once you're ready, you can go to the timestamps down below to start listening to your pile. And I'll see you there. Hi group ones. If you guys have chosen the mirror card, this is going to be your reading on Spirit's advice on how to achieve happiness in your life. So I'm just going to get started with the mirror card first. So if you're not familiar with Captor Sakura, the anime or the manga, it's a really cute show. It's very similar to, I guess, in a sense, like Magical Girl, so it's like Sailor Moon. But one thing that is sticking out to me from the mirror card is that she is actually the card that talked to Sakura, or talked to Sakura when they changed back into, like, I think Sakura cards, and she was saying something like, if you have, like, if you're ever in need of us, or like, if you ever need help from us, remember to call us because we would love to help you. And like a message along those lines. And I feel like this is the same message that is coming from your spirit guides as well, group number 1. They're saying that if you ever need help from us, remember that you can call us and you can talk to us. And they're reminding you and letting you know that when things get difficult, you are not alone. Your guides, your family, your loved ones that might be here, that might have passed on, you know, your whole tribe is looking after you. So even when you might be physically alone on this earth, you're actually not alone, and you have so many, like, spiritual beings and helps and guides and guardian angels walking alongside you, and you can always turn to them for help, and they would be like willing to slash really happy and looking forward to helping you, group number 1. Another message that I'm getting is that with the mirror card, I feel that you guys could have the tendency to take on other people's energy quite a bit. Like, you guys, just like the mirror, you guys could absorb or reflect the people around you. So if you're not cognizant of the kind of people that you hang out with, or the kind of effect that the people around you might have on you, it could actually be draining, and it could actually make it more difficult to focus on yourself and to focus on your own happiness. So be aware of that. Look at the people slash situations around you as like a mirror to like what you're projecting, a mirror to the frequency, or what you are, like the frequency that you're resonating on. And if it doesn't really align with whatever it is that you're wanting to attract into your life, then make some changes from there. But it's easy to see the frequency that we're on by looking at the surroundings, be it like the places that you're going, the people that you're meeting. Okay, and yeah, that would be a great way to keep yourself in check. Let's see, do I want to put it here or do I want to put it here? It's quite a big card. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the middle, and this is what we're going to do. So we are going to get started with the tarot cards. Ooh, this card wanted to come out, so I'm not gonna do reversals today, but I'm just gonna keep that there. So first, we're gonna take a look at two cards that is, I would say, actively hindering, or two cards to represent what you're doing. Group number one, that is stopping you from achieving your happiness. And I feel like this one is supposed to, okay, I'm gonna use this as an extra advice card for you guys, but we're gonna get two cards. This is two right here, that is stopping you from achieving your happiness, and two more card spirits to tell group number one on what they could do, like steps that they can take, or any advice that you have on group number one to achieve their happiness. So let's take those. Okay, and all right, so yeah, okay. Sorry, that took me a moment. I'm sorry, like trying to figure out what card this was. Alright, so group number one, the two things that might be hindering your growth. We have the Four of Cups and positive recognition, which is the Sun card. So I know that like the Sun card by itself, it's not really like a negative card, right? But then if you're aware, there's also such a thing as positive, toxic positivity. I just woke up, so my brain is like a little bit hazy. But yes, so I think Spirit is asking, if you are doing, like, if you are being too positive, and like not letting yourself take rest, not accounting for like the negative emotions that you're going through. Because this is what I learned yesterday, but like sometimes we sort of force ourselves to keep going, force ourselves to manifest, stay positive, when tough things happen in life, we sort of like, yeah, we understand and we accept that tough things happen, but accepting it is not the same as like grieving, or it's not the same as like sitting in your feeling and just letting yourself learn from the pain, or like feel the pain to heal from it. So I think Spirit is saying that like part of what's hindering you from your happiness could be that you are just trying to stay positive and trying to focus on like the bright side, and trying to move on, and trying to just be like, like stay on task, right? Trying to function as a human being so much that you're not letting yourself feel the sad emotions and learn from it. And what would happen is that, if you don't acknowledge it, and if you don't like sit in that pain, or just feel that pain and understand that negative or tough emotion, then you're just gonna have to go through the same things over and over and over again, because you haven't really learned a lesson from it, which also ties into Four of Emotions. So with the Four of Cups, you typically see like, the universe handing you one more cup, and then you're like kind of like, no, I don't want it. And I'm also seeing that as a sense of like the universe is giving you a chance to feel a different kind of emotion. They're giving you a different cup, like, hey, like you need to process through this, you need to acknowledge these emotions that might not necessarily be just happiness and positivity. And you are choosing to not acknowledge it, and those actions could be actively hindering your journey or your pursuit to happiness. Yeah, so let me just read the messages from the card real quick. Four of Emotion says, there are wonderful people who wish to help you. Opportunities are being offered to you, but you aren't noticing or trusting the gifts heaven is bestowing upon you. Look around you. Daydreaming or going within is a healthy way to get clarity as long as you act upon your dreams. So yeah, like heaven or the universe is giving you an opportunity to experience all these things, and with these experiences you'll get stronger, and the next time like you go through something difficult, it will become much easier for you to process through these things. Yeah, and then with the Sun card, you have congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly and now it's your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you and success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. So yeah, be honest with your feelings, and also this card is telling us that you can trust that the people around you, the people who really care about you, will be there for you even if you're not at your best. You know, even if you're feeling sad, they will still be there for you. So you don't have to worry about scaring people away. The true friends, the true family will stick around. And then as your first advice card, you have Six of Action. This is the Six of Swords. What a wonderful experience for you. Your project is a total success, bringing awards, promotions, and other recognition for your effort. Well done. If someone who can help you offers assistance, know that this person is heaven sent and say yes. So I feel like you are I feel like you're moving, like this is a card of like a connection, a bridge towards like what you could do to feel more happy. That's how I'm seeing this card. And what I think is that group number ones, like you might be getting help from someone around you. Could be an air sign, so Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. I don't know why I said it in that order. It doesn't really flow. But yeah, someone could be helping you on this journey towards happiness. They could be giving you advice. They could be talking to you, or you could just be walking by, or like maybe scrolling through Facebook, because the air is also about communication. So social media, where someone posts some things, and there could be certain like posts or certain messages that someone has shared that would speak to you in a way that is going to help you move towards healing and dealing with the harder emotions and working towards your happiness. You also have Messenger of Emotion. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. A social invitation could soon be on its way to you. There's a person involved who's very gentle and loving with only the kindest intentions. It could be you, especially if you are artistic, shy, and sensitive. I think this is the Page of Cups, like the messenger cards are the Page of Cups. But yeah, someone could be coming towards you with an emotional offer. That could be one thing that could be happening. But since this is an advice card, I feel like Spirit is asking you. Yeah, as an advice, I feel like Spirit is asking you to offer yourself love, open up that emotional cup that you have within you, and you could be surprised by what comes out. Like a Pandora's box, like nothing, if she had been too afraid and closed the box while all the bad things like the diseases and everything is coming out, then she would never have let hope come into the world, right? Like, so yeah, you might have to open this Pandora's box of emotions and go through all the things that you've suppressed, that you have just neglected, that you have just like not thought about / gone through, you might have to do that. But within that process, you will definitely discover something about yourself, or a process, or the way you cope, like something along those lines that is going to be really helpful, really life-changing for you, and a skill that you can apply towards any other experiences that you will have in your life. And then you have 9 of Action, which is the 9 of Swords. It says, you've worked hard to create the things you cherish in your life, such as beloved relationship, amazing accomplishments, and hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures and you are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth, the animals, and the environment need your protection. Oh, sorry. 9 of Action is wait, what was I saying? Oh my goodness, sorry. I totally like goofed. 6 of Action is the 6 of Wands, and 9 of Action is the 9 of Wands. So maybe the 6 of Swords was supposed to come like what part of the messages for you. But yes, 6 of Action also like talks about being recognized, being supported by your friends and family as you venture through this like road of success. And success might be very different for everybody. So if you're going through healing, and you know your journey is like therapy, or healing yourself, or making yourself feel better, like that could also be success, because you are victorious in learning about your emotion, and understanding your emotion, right? So like that could be a journey that you're going through. But yeah, with the 9 of Action, this is just saying that like you are being protected and guided and loved. Like these two cards are very similar, the 6 of Action and 9 of Action. So you guys are being protected by the people around you, and you don't have to worry. And once, like, I know that you guys are very keen, and you want to help other people, but let yourself be helped first. Let others help you. Let yourself take a break. You know, like just retreat, maybe have a break, take a rest. And once you feel full, right? Once you feel well supported, once you don't have all these burdens on your shoulder, then you will have better capacity / better knowledge to use whatever you have learned and whatever you have healed to help the world and the people around you. So that is what Spirit is guiding you to do. And now we're going to go into the Oracle cards, and yeah, we're just gonna see what other messages Spirit has for you. So you guys have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. What was I saying? So this card is like almost exactly like 9 of Action. Spirit is asking you to retreat, to take a break, and be held by nature, by the people around you. Like let yourself relax and heal through this experience. I would say it's the exact same message as the 9 of Action. With this card as well, I remember that in the guidebook it says something like, you know, if your cup is empty, then how are you going to pour water into someone else's cup? You have to take care of yourself to make sure that your cup is full, so that you can help to pour what is in your cup into the other people who needs, you know, their cup to be filled as well. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And with this card, with her like standing in the water, or like being surrounded by water, this is also telling us that in order to find your happiness, you need to be in pursuit, or like you need to be in connection with your emotions. Like you need to be fully aware of what you're feeling and cognizant of the different emotions that you're going through. The more you understand yourself and your emotions, the easier your journey to discovery will become. And then you guys have Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. So this could be, okay, so what this card is sort of making me feel is that you should be curious about your emotions, right? Like learning about your emotions is going to give you wisdom. Also with the Gemini card, like with the butterflies, Geminis are very like airy and floaty, and like they don't really stick to one thing for too long, kind of, you know, like they might hop around and like try many different things. So spirit is like encouraging you to try different things, like just because you're dealing with the emotions, let's say if it's like a heavy emotion, like let's say sadness, you don't have to sit in that sadness for a really long time. Like just like the butterfly, you can, you know, touch on it and then move on to some other emotion, come back to it again when you feel more ready to deal with it. Like just like a butterfly, be free, float around, explore the different realms, different emotions, and different like experiences that life is offering you and letting you go through right now. And then you know what, let me go to this card. So with your tarot, okay, you have Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups talk about walking away from something. So ask yourself, what is it that is not serving me anymore? What do I need to walk away from? So this might not necessarily be a person, right? It could be a situation, like something that doesn't serve you anymore. You need to walk away from it. But in order to walk away from it, you need to like understand or even figure out what is not working. So if you haven't done the work of like understanding yourself, knowing what makes you uncomfortable, then you wouldn't know what to walk away from. So do that work of figuring out what you have to let go of and then walk away from it. Don't look back on it. And then let's go into, all right, this card. So you also have conflict, arguing, fighting, internal struggle. So yeah, I do see this as more of like a conflict within yourself. If you are in denial of your emotions, then you're always gonna feel conflicted because you're not in alignment with yourself. You're always like, you could be sort of lying to yourself, like what is that word? Yeah, you could be incompatible. That's the word. Like you could feel like you are incompatible with whatever it is you're doing, but that's because you're not acknowledging your emotions. You are in conflict with your emotions. So like really understand your emotions and sit with it, because once you are in alignment and once you are honest and truthful with your feelings, that is when you are going to be on the right path for you. And our right path is always going to lead us to our ultimate happiness because it is serving us that divine purpose. You guys have Kangaroo with unsettled times, need to plan ahead. So yeah, like be aware of what it is that you need to like plan out and work out. You guys also have Scales, keep your life in balance. So like I said, don't do too much of one thing. Like don't always just focus on the positivity and ignore the negativity. But at the same time, don't sit in the difficult feelings so much that, you know, you just keep spiraling downwards. Like keep it balanced. Yeah, work on all these different emotions, but like make sure that you're feeling a balance of like all the different emotions that you could possibly feel. And you also have Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So I feel like with this, what I'm getting is that you would be resourceful, or you would be able to find like ways slash opportunities to learn and deal with your emotions, just like the fox. You know, the foxes are very resourceful. They will always find a way to survive, right? And you are going to be adapting that energy of a fox, where you would also be able to figure out ways to get by and like be more resourceful with the journey of life. And then I'm going to end off the reading with our two oracle cards that we have. So you guys have, let me put it here so that we can see it. Okay. Alright, let's see. So you guys have into the mystery, returning to the elements. So I feel like these two cards sort of talks about like you are venturing into the unknown. You know how, okay, into the mystery is also very similar to Eight of Cups, where you are moving in towards a journey, and like how you see the moon there, you don't really know what to expect. And it is okay, like you have the moon here too, like it is okay to not know what to expect. Life is a mystery. It is beautiful that way because we don't really know what's gonna happen the next day or the next hour. Like we get different experiences as we go along this journey of life, and be open to it, because like this black cat that is next to her over here, I feel like spirit is telling you you're not walking into this journey alone. You might not see what's ahead of you, but we're there with you, we're walking alongside you, and you will be fine. Like go into the mystery, you know, deal with all these things that you've never dealt with before, because it's going to bring you towards an adventure that you at this point in time cannot even comprehend. And then with returning to the elements, I feel like this is spirit saying, you know, you need to return to like, you could return to nature in a way that's like be connected with nature. If you haven't grounded yourself in a while, if you haven't spent time in nature in a while, you're being encouraged to do that. And yeah, like it could also be returning to the root of your problems, or returning to the root of all these like patterns of, you know, toxicity and stuff like that. Because when we look at our pain, yeah, like maybe that's just one thing that caused us like pain slash, um, you know, something negative, like a negative experience. But then if you try to understand like, oh, why did I make these choices? Oh, it's connected to this other situation that happened before, and that's connected to the other situation. You can sort of like go down the chain of like patterns that you see to figure out what is causing it in the first place, right? Like, but you would never get to that root of your problem if you're not acknowledging all these difficult things and you're just too focused on staying positive. So yeah, like spirit is saying go to the root of the problem, return to the elements, like the basic elements, the basic reasons why you are repeating all these problems that are hindering you from achieving happiness. um yeah, so I think that is the message that I have for you, group number one. I really hope that um it resonated with you, and that some of the messages are able to help you through on your journey to happiness. I am also wishing and hoping that you guys have the best of days ahead. You know, the journey might be rough, some days might not be as beautiful, but overall, I just wish you guys happiness. I wish you guys like prosperity, abundance coming towards you. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I'm sending you lots of love, sending your spiritual team, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on this earth and in other realms, lots and lots of love. And if you would like to leave a like on this video, that would be really helpful. You can also comment and tell me your stories, because I would love to read them. And you can subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss other videos that I'm going to post in the future. But yeah, with that being said, I really hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hi Group 2s, if you have chosen the Dash card, this is going to be Spirit's advice on what you could do to be happier. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about the Dash. So the Dash card, it reminds me of an animal companion. So it could be Spirit, just like a little message from Spirit saying that you guys have, you know, animal companions. If you have a pet, they're watching over you. Maybe perhaps investing or getting a pet might bring about happiness. I for one know that when I was in my apartment alone, I was really sad, and then the moment I got my cats back, I was just so happy and I don't feel as lonely anymore even though I'm staying alone. So yeah, like if you are thinking about getting a pet, this is your green light to get one, group number twos. But also the dash is kind of like, it talks about movement, it talks about really fast speed. You know, this is the card that is talking about sprinting and moving forward. It also reminds me of like games in terms of like, I'm not sure if this is a thing here in America, but or where you're at, but like, you know, having sports day events where your school like hosts these events where children take part in, and like you guys do like track and field races or different games that you play together. It's giving me that kind of energy. So it has a very childlike, very innocent kind of energy. So one message that's coming out to me very strongly in what you could do to be happier is just to remember to tap into your childlike sense of wonder. No matter what age you are, we still have that inner child within us, and if you choose to see the world as like a less serious place and just see like the beautiful things that children are able to see, getting excited over the small little things, it could help you to achieve or feel happier. Now we are going to go into the tarot right now, and this is just going to be more messages from spirit on how or what you could do to feel, to achieve more happiness or to feel happier in your life. Okay, so we will have, okay, oops, that was not a good shuffle. I'm going to pull two cards to see what you could be doing right now that could be hindering your happiness. What you're doing, two cards to show what you're doing right now that would be hindering your happiness, and two cards to show advice from spirit, to tell, like, to see what you could do, I guess, better. No, I don't think that card wanted to come out. I'm going to take this one. So two cards that are blocking your happiness and two cards to show the advice on what you could change or do to achieve more happiness in your life. All right, I'm gonna take that one. Okay, so let's start with the first two cards. You have Seven of Action and Four of Abundance. Okay, Seven of Action is the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Abundance is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, with these two cards, the first thing that's coming up to me very clearly is that I think you guys are too guarded. So Seven of Wands talks about having like boundaries, having your guard up, and so is the Four of Pentacles, where you're holding on to something too tightly. So there could be things in your life that you're holding on to. There could be walls up. Like, it just feels like group number two, you guys have a lot of like guard up, right? Like you are not letting people in, but at the same time, you're also not letting things out. Like there are some things that we have, experiences that we've gone through, things that you feel that you need to let go of. So if you have walls up, like you're not allowing new opportunities, new people, new experiences to really enter into your soul, but at the same time, you're not allowing all these burdens and heaviness and things that you felt in the past to be free, and like to let go of all these things. So yeah, I think that kind of makes sense with the message of like having this like playful childlike energy, because you know how children are really fast at like changing their moods. Like at one moment they could be really sad, and then a few seconds later they'll be happy again, because they don't really take too many things to heart. But as we grow older, we learn, you know, one of our survival skills is that we have to learn what hurt us. But it doesn't mean that you hold on to that pain forever. That pain is just a lesson. You don't have to hold on to that pain. It's just that the next time you see it, you can be like, oh yeah, that didn't work out very well for me. It's all right. I'll choose a different path. So Spirit is saying, like, have that, childlike wonder of like still allowing yourself to feel new experiences and not being too afraid to try new things because you're too scarred or too hurt by things that happened to you in the past. Yeah, so I'm just going to read the cards a little bit for you as well. So Seven of Action says, you're being called upon to claim your personal power. Feel confident as your angels will give you the strength to say no when it's the right thing to do for yourself. Your struggle may actually stem from an unresolved inner conflict rather than a conflict with others. And then with the Four of Abundance, you have, it's time to reflect upon your relationship with money. Are you spending it too freely or are you holding on to it too tightly? This can also relate to how you give of yourself to others. Is your heart open or are you holding back? Your hard work and wise investments will bring great success. So yeah, exactly what I said before. Like, there is something that you need to heal within yourself. I feel like for group number 2's, your happiness, well, I guess this applies to almost every single one of us. Our happiness lie within ourselves. More often than not, it's not really our surrounding that is causing us to be unhappy, but just more of how we react to the surroundings and how we interact and the things that we attract that brings about happiness or unhappiness, right? So being aware of what you have to heal and not having your guard up and having your heart be open to new experiences will help you in achieving more happiness in your life. Alright, and then for advice that you could have, you have positive recognition. This is the Sun card. And then you have Messenger of Abundance. I think the Messenger is the Knight card. Let me just double check to see. Yeah, I think yes. Messenger in this tarot deck is the Knight. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. So with advice from Spirit to feel more happy, I'm getting the message of having that childlike wonder again, because you know how the Sun card talks about like is usually just represented by a young child, as it is right here. Seeing things in a more positive light, having more of a brighter outlook towards life, having that childlike wonder. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but the messages also just keep repeating, so I just have to say it. And then with the Messenger of Abundance, this could be Spirit's way of saying that like stability, groundedness, abundance, financial like stability, all these things are coming to you slowly but surely. Like you're definitely gonna have all these experiences in life, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. Not only that, I feel like group number 2's like one of the advice that is being shared right now, it is to feel grounded in where you're at. So be in touch with your reality, know what is coming for you, or like what you're capable of, your strengths, your weaknesses. Know yourself very well. And I'm getting the image of like a tree, like be as stable and grounded as the tree, because like when the storm comes, like if you're deeply rooted and grounded and very sure of who you are, no matter what storm comes, you will be able to stand tall, you will be able to survive. Also, I'm getting this story that have been shared to me since I was a little kid, and that is like, you know how some trees are really thick and they're very like, they look very strong on the outside, right? Like they have a lot of like walls and like protection and whatever. But then because they're kind of like inflexible, because they're just so strong and like tall, what happens during like a hurricane or like a really bad storm is that those trees usually just bend, like buckle and break, and like they fall because they're not flexible enough to move and sway in the wind. But then there are some trees that are very strongly rooted into the ground, but at the same time, like they're flexible enough to like bend and fold in the wind. And those are the trees that usually survive longer because they can move in flow with how life is moving as well. So that is one of the messages just coming to me. Like, yeah, stay grounded, you know, deeply rooted, know yourself, like know your inner self, but also have that flexibility, that mental flexibility to change and adapt as necessary to move along with life. So yeah, that is the messages I'm getting from the tarot portion of your reading, group number 2. Now we're gonna move into the oracle cards. So let's start off with this card. You guys have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay, I'm gonna move this in the middle because I feel like this is, okay. I don't have a lot to add in to this message because like this is exactly what we're talking about. This is what we've been talking about this whole time. Be less serious, have your childlike energy, play, have fun, you know, be a kid again. Just enjoy life. Have a glass of champagne. Maybe swim in some champagne if you have the ability to. I'm also seeing like the water. Like these cards, some of them have water, some of them have like other things, but this card has water, and I feel like you're being asked to just tap into your emotion as well, like have fun and do things that make your heart sing, right? And then okay, next card we have the North Node, and another water like that I'm seeing. See this river over here? So yeah, I really feel like being in touch with your emotion is very important. Also, water signs could be significant, so that is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio could be significant to you guys. And with the North Node, I feel that naturally being in this like being in flow with life, or being in that happy-go-lucky state, or being in touch with your emotion is not something that comes easily to you. So if you are familiar with astrology, I myself am still learning about it, but the North Node talks about our mission in this lifetime. So if you were to look at your astrology chart, the North Node is going to tell you the person that you are wanting to become. Like your soul's mission in this life is going to be represented by the North Node. And so with that being said, it means that the North Node is going to be the thing that is the characteristic that is most unfamiliar to us, and something that might not come naturally, something that you will have to consciously work on. So I feel like having this, you know, anything goes, I'll be fine, like having this childlike energy, it might be something that you have to consciously work on to achieve, which is okay. Like, you know, it doesn't, just because it doesn't come naturally, it doesn't mean that it is not us. Like just because you have to work on a skill or a talent, it doesn't make that skill not yours once you've achieved it. So just be conscious and like work on it, you know, as long as you have that little like recognition, or you realize that like, oh hey, this is a chance that I could look at things more lightheartedly, be on the bright side, you know, just have that conscious awareness to do that, right? Also with destined to have, I feel like your happiness, having this carefree like weight off your chest kind of energy, that is what you're destined to have, group number 2. Like your happiness is something that you are destined to have. Yeah, I think all of us are destined to have happiness, but with you guys especially, like you have, your messages are just written out on the card, you know, so you're destined to have this, all right? And then you also have, okay, let me put it here, surrender, mutable, with surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Okay, so another water thing going on, but you know how rivers, like, you see how rivers in the forests are like, you know, you see the water flow, right? And then if you meet like a giant boulder, the water doesn't try to go through the boulder until like the boulder breaks. No, it just goes around it, having that fluidity, you know, being able to mend and like sort of like bend around like obstacles in your life, just because there's a wall or an obstacle, it doesn't mean you have to cut through it. You can go around it, right? Like there are many different ways to go around obstacles and challenges in your life. And one way to find happiness is being open to trying new things. Like the tree example I gave you, being open to that flexibility to change. You know, while still being like very strongly rooted in knowing who you are. So yeah, just surrender to the flow of life, because with every new obstacle, you are also given this chance to see new opportunities or new ideas that you might not have seen before. Okay, and you guys have 2 of coins. And that is about balance. So you see how she's like balancing the 2 coins but also walking on the tightrope. I'm also being shown with the tightrope, like tightrope walkers, you know how they always have that really long bar? So it might seem like, oh, it's such a burden to have to carry this long bar. Like there's so much, you know, you're already high up in the sky walking on a rope. Why do you have to carry these 2 coins? Why do you have to carry that really heavy looking long bar? And that is because that bar helps to keep them balanced. Like these coins are helping to keep this girl balanced on the rope. So yeah, there might be things that you have to do in your day-to-day life, like you know, you might have to work and juggle other things, right? But being able to find balance with these 2 things are going to keep you on the tightrope and keep you well grounded and balanced. Like the 2 coins are grounding her to the rope. And so one way that you could see the I guess the burdens or the things that you have to carry in life is that these things are keeping you grounded to who you are as a person, and you know, like helping you move forward. One message that's coming to my mind right now, group number 2, is that not everything that we do in life has to be bad, right? Like sometimes I know this day and age, you know, we talk a lot about like, oh, I don't want to do 9 to 5 anymore, I don't want to work anymore, which is fair. But have you guys ever thought about like living without doing anything? So I recently started working, but before that I wasn't working for like a couple of years, right? I got to just live at home and do nothing. And let me tell you, because I didn't work on myself and I didn't work on like who I am as a person, it just felt horrible. I was so bored. I just didn't know what to do. It just felt like I wasted a couple of years. So until you are ready to really just sit with yourself and like progress through life, not through work or anything, think of all these things that you have to do as a blessing from the universe to keep you grounded so that you just don't feel lost and aimless in life. All right, so try to look at things from that kind of perspective. Next, we also have separation, breakup, no contact, heartbreak. So what I'm getting is that maybe this is something that you might have had to go through recently, and if so, you know, Spirit is saying like this was meant to happen so that you could go on this journey of like being in flow with life and you know, being in touch with your emotion and finding things in balance and like letting your guard down and stuff like that. It could also be that you need to break up with certain parts of yourself, things that you've been sort of accustomed to being, to be more in flow with life. So it could be either one of those 2 things. But yeah, also separation from like, you know, the things that you're balancing versus who you are as a person, right? Like just because we do certain things doesn't make them, like those things that we do, part of our personality. So having that separation of like, yeah, that's me, that's how I work and that's how I do things, but this is also me, and like this is how I am at a soul level. So once you start to understand like which is the real you and which is just like the you that you're doing to survive on this earth, the more you would be in alignment with your North Node and who you should be, or things that you can work towards. Next we're going to go into these 2 cards. So we have yeah, another card. Okay, let me just show you this card. First, it says Awakening the Child, which I don't think group number 2s that I need to go into detail with this card again because like we've been talking about this the whole time. But yeah, having that joy, having that childlike wonder. I mean, you guys saw me shuffle the tarot cards. And if you watched the pile preparation, you saw me pick up all these cards. I'm telling you, your messages, the synchronicities in this message is just insane. Just have that childlike wonder. Maybe watch children at the park and see how they behave and try to emulate, if you've forgotten how to be a child, try to emulate how children are and how children respond to certain things. And you can really, as adults, we can learn so much from children. Like just by observing them, you realize a lot of things that you might not have realized before. Things that you might not have been able to learn from like listening to motivational speakers or listening to other adults. Like children have so much things to teach us. So observe children if that's possible. And then next you have the power of your voice. And this I feel like is talking about messages. Like if you have anything that you want to share with the world, to not to be afraid to share it. Like speak up for yourself. This coming up next to the 7 of Wands is also telling me like if you have a boundary or if you need time to yourself, if you need to do something for yourself that you don't want to like have other people involved, or you want to have your own free time to do that, like remember to speak up. Maybe clearing or listening to music that heals your throat chakra might also help a lot. But you need to stand up for yourself and you need to speak up for what's right, or you need to speak up for what you feel very strongly about, and not just to keep everything inside. Like if it was something that was hurting you, maybe it was a heartbreak or something like that, and if you want to talk to a therapist or talk to somebody that you feel would help you, to speak up. Don't just hold everything in. Yeah, don't do the 4 of coins where you're just holding everything in. Speak up and let things flow and let things go. All right, just like these birds coming out from her throat, like just let them out, and you'll feel way better. And then we're gonna end off the reading with our tea leaf fortune cards. You have Beetle, good fortune. So you have great fortune coming in, especially with the Knight of Pentacles. I think you have abundance coming in. This is just going to be like another reassurance from Spirit of like, we got you covered materially, you'll be fine. You also have Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. This is also kind of reminding me of the river, of how river forges like new roads and new pathways in the forest. So I feel like once you are in flow with your emotions and in flow with life, you are going to forge new pathways for yourself, and new doors are going to open up for you, group number 2. And you also have Eagle, triumph over trouble, obstacles. Yeah, so the separation, any obstacle you're going through, you are going to be triumphant. You are going to have the knowledge, the wisdom, the ability, the capacity, the energy, everything to get through any obstacle that you're going to face in life. So with that in mind, with that reassurance that you're getting, live life on a lighter side. Be more carefree, because honestly, from these readings, I don't think there's anything you need to worry about, group number 2. So if there's nothing for you to worry about, stop worrying, start enjoying, and have fun. And you are going to have a much happier life. Alright, so that is the reading that I have for you, group number 2s. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading. Thank you so much to your spirit guides for letting me tap into this energy. I am sending you lots of love to your way, and to your spirit guides, to your loved ones, be it on this earth or in another plane. I really hope you find your happiness, and if you like this video, you can like this video. If you want to leave me a comment to tell me about your stories or anything that you're going through, I would love to read them. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can do so by pressing the button. I guess we know how YouTube works. But yeah, so that you can catch any other future videos that I upload. I really hope to see you again in the next one. Bye! Hi group 3s, if you have chosen the Hope card, this is going to be a reading about the advice from Spirit to achieve more happiness in your life. So first, we're going to start by talking a little bit about the Hope card. So if you're familiar with Captor Sakura, this is one of the special cards that she created from her own emotions. It kind of gives me the feeling of hope coming from Pandora's box. So yeah, another thing about it is that this card, like the power of this card is unknown. Like we don't really know until now what it does. It just gives hope, and it kind of like, it sort of prevents worries or terrible things from happening. And then the message from this card is that it says don't cry, it's going to be all right. And I feel like this is your spirit guides or your spiritual team's message to you. They're just reassuring you to have faith, have hope, it's going to be all right. They are protecting you, like this little heart over here. You are being protected, you know, like you will be okay, and they're holding you, and that you will be safe. So that is the first message that I'm getting from this card. Now we are going to go into the tarot, and we're just going to get a couple of cards from Spirit, if my cards would like to shuffle. And we're going to look at 2 cards to show what you are doing right now that is hindering your path to happiness, and then 2 cards to see advice from Spirit, like more advice from Spirit to how to achieve like more happiness in your life. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, oh wow, so 3 cards came out. We're gonna take that as what you are doing right now that could be hindering your path to happiness and success, probably, since I wanted to say that word. And then we'll get 2 cards. Spirit, can you tell us what group number 3 could do to feel more, ooh, that's way too many, to feel more joy and happiness in their life? Spirit, can we have 2 cards? These 2 flipped out. We'll get those. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's do it this way. So the first 3 cards to talk about what you're doing that you could change, and then the 2 cards after that would be your advice. So first you have the Knight of Coins. This came out for the previous group as well, but in a different position. The 6 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Okay, let's see. So with these 3 cards, okay, I get it. Okay, I know what is so usually these 3 cards, when it comes out in like a typical tarot reading, I would see it as like a positive card, right? Like you have a Knight of Pentacles coming, bringing you blessing. Knight of Cups, if you're looking for a love reading, Knight of Cups, perfect. And the 6 of Swords is like going on a journey, moving towards a new destination. But since these 3 cards are coming out in like things that you need to work on to change, something that is hindering your happiness right now, I feel like group 3s, you guys are putting too much responsibility or too much hope, but like not in a positive way. You're putting too much of your happiness in the palm of other people's hands. Like you're waiting for people to bring you to happiness. You're waiting for people to bring you stuff to make you happy. You're kind of relying on all these someone outside of yourself and your spiritual team to bring forth the happiness to you. And I think what Spirit is trying to tell us is that your happiness lies within yourself. Yeah, you can rely on your spiritual team when you need to. They're always there to help you, but like your spiritual team, your ancestors, your guardian angels, you guys are like one unit, right? So it's okay to rely on your unit and yourself to bring forth your happiness, but try not to rely so much on other people, like maybe your significant other, your pet, or whatever, right? Like if you're expecting, okay, if you're relying on others to bring you happiness in a form of expectation, something that they need to live up towards, you are prone, or like you are going to open the chances of being disappointed too. Like anything that someone else does for us should always just be a bonus. You shouldn't have to rely on what someone else is doing, how they're behaving, how they're acting to feel happy. You shouldn't, because everyone has their own thing. Everyone is going through something, and they might not always be able to be there to deliver and to live for your happiness. And so if that happens, like, it's not really their fault that they can't deliver, but it is kind of our fault for expecting something. Usually when we expect something, we would most often be very disappointed. So don't have the expectation, and don't wait for people to bring you happiness. Don't wait for people to take you to where you think your happiness would lie. But instead, like, let it come towards, like, not let it come towards you. But instead, like, you be these people. You bring yourself happiness. You take care of yourself. You buy yourself flowers. Like, do things for yourself that you want other people to do for you. Yes. And then advice from Spirit, you have Guardian of Emotion. What is the Guardian? Is that the King? The King of Cups? And Two of Action with the Two of Wands. Yeah, so okay. I'm gonna read these two messages for you for advice. So it says, this situation requires emotional maturity and total trust. You're surrounded by those who have only the best intentions, so you can rely on the advice you're given. Challenges will be resolved. This card also indicates a generous, humanitarian, and refined person whom you can completely depend on. This could be a reference to these characteristics within yourself. I think that last line is what's most important for us right now. That you want this King of Cups, emotionally stable, generous, kind person that you can depend on. But the person that you can depend on the best, the most, that's gonna understand you the best is yourself, right? Like you depend and rely on yourself. And that's the kind of energy that you need to emulate, because I think your spiritual team, like, you are surrounded by people who care for you and who loves you, and they have the best of intentions for you. So if you are going through a challenge right now, or a challenging situation, something that is on your mind, and you're waiting for other people to behave differently or change their way of thinking to make you feel better, Spirit is saying that's not the way to go. Don't rely on these other people that are causing the situation. The situation will resolve, but have faith in yourself. And then with Two of Action, I feel like you're being asked to just take action towards in like doing things that is going to bring about happiness, to seeing like the positive things in life, like things that light you up, right? That might not be tied to this situation that you're going through, but just in general, things that you enjoy, your hobbies, do those things and like take those actions. And this card says, trust in your ability to make excellent choices. There's opportunity all around you if you just continue to move forward. It may be time to take a new partner who can help you be a success in your career or creative endeavors. Keep your eyes on the big picture rather than the details of the moment. Yeah, whatever you're going through is just a momentary thing. It's just an episode in a series. If you go like 20 episodes down, that's just going to be like a tiny, either just like a filler episode or just like a tiny story arc that's like not even going to be the whole big picture of the entire series, right? So you're going through a moment right now. Trust in your ability to be able to make the best decision for yourself and to be there for yourself, and just rely on yourself. And once you are in that energy, it will be a lot easier for you to move forward and attract people who only wants the best for you, right? If you want the best for yourself, and if you set your standard high, being like, this is how I take care of myself, anyone that falls below this bar, they don't need to be here because I can take care of myself. Why would I need to entertain anything that's below here? So then you're no longer going to attract people that are down here. You're going to attract people who are up here as you slowly level up. And so that's how you need to be. You need to be the King of Cups first to start attracting King of Cups into your life. All right, to start attracting your other halves. Like sorry for the clap, but an example I want to give is like, if you're at this semicircle and you're this big, right, and you want to attract your other half has to be someone who is equally big so that you make a whole. If you attract someone who's like this tiny, you're not gonna be, you guys are not gonna be halves. So be in your power and be the best person that you want to be so that you attract somebody that is equal to you. If that makes sense. Okay, and now we are going to go into the oracle cards of your reading. So let's start off with this. It says, the ever unfolding rose cracked open is happening for you, not to you. So this card makes me think of like, you know how sometimes we get into a victim mentality, being like, oh my gosh, all these things happen to me and like life just sucks, like things never go my way. Spirit is saying, no, no, no. These are happening for you. You're going through these journeys to grow, to learn. It's happening for your growth, for your benefit. If you make it seem like it's happening to you, you give the power away to other things. Like if it's happening for you, you can take anything that is you're going through, your experiences that you're going through, and take that as fuel. But if it's happening to you, you're going to take that as a flame that is burning you, all right? So have a different mindset when you are going about life. Remember, it's happening for you, not to you. And then you also have Mercury with think, learn, network, and communicate. So Mercury is the planet of communication. Right now we're going through a Mercury retrograde until the 12th of May if you're watching this video when I upload it. So communication might be a little bit difficult at this moment. Also, Mercury retrogrades happen very often, so you might want to check to see if Mercury is retrograding, and if you're having trouble with like your partner, your family, whoever that you need to communicate with, if your phone's been dying, if your technology has been like just nope. Mercury retrograde could be the reason, my friends. But also Mercury talks about having communication, being able to communicate. So it could be communicating with your spiritual team to see what's best for you, what action you should do. It could also be that I'm getting a message that your spiritual team is trying to communicate with you by sending you signs and synchronicities. If you happen to chance upon this video, nothing is a coincidence. They are trying to talk to you. Be open to having that communication with your spiritual team, because if anybody is going to guide you towards feeling happy, it is going to be your guardian angels, your spiritual team. It is going to be the universe or God or whatever you believe in. They are your best guides towards your happiness. All right, and then you guys have the Sun. This is such a happy card. This is just spirit telling you that like happiness is coming your way. It is almost guaranteed. Like, no, it's definitely guaranteed. It is going to happen. You need to just believe and have hope that this beautiful sunshine, happiness it's within your grasp, or like it's in your hands, like how she's touching the horse. Like it is in your hands to be happy. Give yourself the power. It is happening for you, not to you. Also, another fun fact is that the Sun card has actually came out in every single one of the group in this video, which is like kind of crazy. But yeah, like I just feel like as a general, like, you know, to everybody, our happiness is in our hands. And really, like, it's just a little switch in mindset, a little switch in the way that we're seeing things that is going to bring forth more happiness to us. All right, and then you also have apology, sorry, grace, make amends. So I feel like this could be telling you to make amends with yourself or people that you've wronged. If you know, none of us are completely innocent, right? Like sometimes if we see it as like, oh, I was wrong in this situation, I should apologize. If there's a situation that you're going through that you feel like you should apologize for, Spirit is saying go ahead and make that apology. Make amends, fix the relationship that you've been wanting to fix for a long time. If there is a relationship that you feel is going to be for your highest good, that's going to be healthy for you, make those amends. Like don't just be like, I burned that bridge, I'm never gonna fix it again. No, you burned the bridge, but you could fix it. You have the power to fix it. If it's something that you want to change and make amends to, go ahead and do it. Group number 3s, because by making amends, you're gonna be in a much happier state, right? Less conflict, more happiness. You guys also have Call of the Wild. I feel like, okay, so what I'm getting from you guys, group number 3, is that I think you guys are also sort of like a free spirit. You might be having, or you might have very unorthodox thinking, right? You might think differently from other people. And you know, you might feel like society doesn't really understand you because you're just like not in the box, like you're kind of different. But you know what, like there would be other people who are as different as you are, or like in the same kind of way. Because how we come into this life is that we have our soul tribe, and these soul tribe, we get each other. Like I've gone my whole life thinking, okay, everyone is kind of a little bit weird, like, but like not my kind of weird, but you know, they're different, but I never really like vibed with them. But then recently, the more I became more in touch with myself, more aware of who I am, I've been meeting more like-minded individuals who I'm just like, I get them, they get me, I get them, we're just in alignment, right? So you will find your soul tribe. They are always looking for you, they are coming towards you. So if you go and express yourself, right, in a way that is most authentic to you, you are going to attract the people that are truly like you as well. If you put on a mask, then you're only going to attract people who sees that mask, and then you're going to feel lonely and unhappy because they're not really seeing you for who you are. So be true to yourself, be true to your nature. If you are a certain way, if you like certain things, just be true to yourself. Don't conform to what society wants you to be if you are different. I also saw 1717, so it could just, that's just a little confirmation. It could also be a significant number for you guys. And it says, this one says, rest your mind. So I think this is talking about like a current situation you're going through right now. If there's anything that you're worried about, stop worrying about it. You're gonna be happy. You have the sun energy. Rest your mind. Don't think too hard about certain things, especially things that are within, that are not within our control. If it's something that you can work on, if it's an apology that you can make, if it's a text that you can send, go ahead and do it. If there's nothing you can do about the situation that you're worried about, then let it go. Rest your mind. There's nothing you can do. Take that moment to just sleep, because that's gonna do a lot better things for you. All right, and group number 3, we're gonna end off the reading with your tea leaf oracle cards. So you guys have Whale, great worry over nothing, and this is talking about rest your mind. Like, stop worrying. There's really nothing to be worried about. Like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Whatever you're worried about right now, whatever that's on your mind right now, group number 3s, as you're watching this video, Spirit is saying, no, forget that. You'll be fine. It'll be 大丈夫. Okay, and then you have chain of events that will affect your life. So, this is giving me the energy of it's happening for you, not to you. These are things like every little thing that we're going through, the good, the bad, the ugly, are just chain of events that are going to play an important role in your life. It's going to shape your character. It's going to bring you towards meeting these people that are meant to be in your life. So just take everything as a little pathway towards, you know, the life that you have planned out for yourself before you came into this existence. All right, and then the last thing, you have Diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. So I feel like with this card, I'm getting the message of you're the diamond in the rough. Like, you are special and different in a way, and let your light shine. But also, You could be getting like precious gifts, or you could be someone very, very unique and precious, like a diamond towards other people. So see the value in yourself, group number 3s. Okay, so this is all the messages that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you, and thank you so much to your spirit guides and your guardian angels for letting me tap into your energy to help provide the guidance that you need right now. I'm sending you lots of love to your spiritual team, to your guardian angels, to your loved ones, be it on this planet or in any other realms. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like this video, and you can also comment and tell me anything. Really, just say hi, say anything. You can leave a comment on my channel. You can subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my future videos, and I really hope to see you guys again in the next one. Bye.